The top of the morning to you. This is Monday with Friday, wishing for you a great week ahead. The Supreme Court of the United States may not be supreme anymore. I blame this mostly on the Chief Justice and his conservative associates. A couple of weeks ago, the marshal of that court, after a months-long investigation into the source of the leak of a proposed judgment on Roe v. Wade, declared that she could not determine the source of that leak. With deep apologies to Justices Kagan, Sotomayor, and Brown-Jackson, whose honor, intelligence, and good judgment, even if tripled, cannot save this pathetic court from this broadside of mine, this court should ditch the adjective supreme forthwith. It's not like there are 9,000 members of the court making it difficult for the marshal to uncover the source of that leak. No, there are only 9 justices. Now let's for the moment add fewer than 80 persons more, that is the legal clerks and staff for the 9 who likely were privy to the document. Are you telling me that in an America of which President Joe Biden frequently boasts, we are the United States of America and there's nothing we cannot do, the Supreme Court of the United States cannot discover the source of a leak? Well, blow me down. The implications of this are unsettling. They leave too much to the imagination of an already skeptical American public, even those like me not given to conspiracy theories. With 6 conservatives on that court, I cannot imagine that if it was one of the 3 liberals or their staff that leaked, that the beans would not have been spilled. So my suspicious mind wants me to believe that the leaker may well be from among the conservatives. Could it have been dearest friend 2.0? Who petitioned people in high places from former president to his chief of staff to legislators in Republican districts to overturn the results of the 2020 elections because her QAnon nonsense persuades her that the elections were rigged and the results false? Or could it be dearest friend 1.0 who sits unrecused on the bench? Here's another problematic implication. Are Americans now expected to be confident that since this court supremely failed to get to the bottom of this simple task, that given its majority, they're competently handing down fair and trustworthy judgments based on properly vetting, investigating, and considering all sides of the arguments presented to them in any matter they shall adjudicate in accordance with the law? Or should we be pardoned for being incredulous from here on in, as we remember this court's supreme failure to find all the facts in this relatively simple matter inside their own house? Here's a couple more implications. The marshal who investigated this matter suffers from what in leadership theory is understood as power distance. It's like asking the entry-level employee to investigate the CEO. Is it that which prevented the investigator from either asking or persuading the justices to submit to sworn affidavits? Fancy that? An investigation into a leak, which some touted as criminal, and the persons investigated, the key 9 persons investigated, swear to nothing? Clearly, Americans fool themselves when they declare no one is above the law. No, my fellow Americans, the justices of that court may supremely be above the law. Like the current iteration of the Republican Party that has bred its majority, this court is fatally damaged in credibility, decency, trustworthiness, character, integrity, and reliability, and we need no lectures from Justice Alito or Justice Dear Friend 1.0 about holding off on criticism. Because of Mitch McConnell's shameless and despicable theft, conservative dark money, and a backward-thinking religionist federalist society which have all produced its sordid majority, this court is fatally and irredeemably politicized. In my book about dysfunctional leadership and dysfunction as I've seen it too frequently in churches, I observe that churches have the uncanny ability to keep moving long after they have died. The Republican Party and the Supreme Court of the United States, once again with the exception and sincere apologies to Justices Kagan, Sotomayor, and Brown-Jackson, also appear to have that ability. The American experiment in democracy appears desirous of learning that dubious skill. Now, on a human level, I like John Roberts. I probably even like Justice Gorsuch on a human level. But history shall be very unkind to Chief Justice Roberts, though not as unkind as it shall be to Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell and scores of other supremely dishonest and dishonorable saboteurs of our democracy. Please share this video with someone. I am Michael Friday, and your week just got better. Happy Monday all the way to Friday.